Campers. I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
And we are geeking out. And if you have seen Aftermath, which we recorded just before we did this video, we reviewed Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which made all the money at the box office this weekend, and every single one of us deserve refunds. Disney, you have made us all dumber for having seen that film. If that film, honestly, to tell you the truth, rule of 5, we both gave the film 0 because it was just totally worthless. Watch the video if you want to see it.
Yeah, I actually got kind of heated there. Just talking about the movie just got me kind of just like...
Well, we actually spent 20 minutes hating the movie, and I can't believe we spent 20 minutes on it.
Well, we spent 2 hours to a whole boring movie.
And then we inflicted it for 20 minutes on everybody else. So it's the Reader's Digest version of hating your audience. So if you guys really want to torture yourselves and find out why you should not watch the film after you've already seen the film, because we didn't get this out until late, their Aftermath Ant-Man 3 is your solution. Chris, get me away from thinking about Ant-Man and Kevin Feige and Marvel movies for at least a little while, please. Give me hope. Tell me there's something. Tell me there's anything else. Oh boy. His first news card, the first word I see on it is Disney, and I just threw up my mouth.
Oh, wait.
Now, we actually saw the Little Mermaid movie trailer.
No.
And ahead of the Ant-Man. Seeing all these we saw the new Little Mermaid. Listen. Okay, personal opinion here. Marvel, not even Marvel, Disney, listen to me, please. Please listen to me, okay? Please listen to me. You could have spent 1/10 of this budget that you spent on this live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. I don't know what he's doing, but he can have it. You could have spent 1/10 of the money, 1/10 of the budget. Take the original print, the painted print you did of The Little Mermaid, upscale it to 8K, bring it up to the very latest, cut, bleeding edge, Dolby stereo system specifications, clean it up, make it pretty, pop it off the screen, put it up there at 60 frames per second, put it out there theatrically, and you would have made so much money, and it would have all been pure profit. But no, we want a little black mermaid. So we want Ariel black. So could have done the exact same thing with the Beauty and the Beast remake. No, blew it off. Could have done the same thing with Aladdin. No, blew it off. No, could have done it with all of these live-action remakes, but no, blew them off. So much better to waste money on a bunch of people. I don't even know why in the world these people have jobs. But it's certainly not to make money for Disney. So, what were you saying, Chris?
Are you okay?
I think I'm done with my rant for now. Although, the Indiana Jones 5 trailer is trying really hard to make me forget all the news items I've seen about Indiana Jones 5 over the last year. I have a really bad feeling about this one. This one's gonna make Crystal Skull look like Hamlet.
Don't say that. Don't say stuff like that.
This is going to be utterly atrocious. And I have a bad feeling it'll be Harrison Ford's final film. It'll be such a terrible legacy for him to leave. Yes.
He's not leaving that as a legacy. He's on a TV series now.
Which is a spin-off of a spin-off. I don't care. Go ahead, Chris. What's that for us?
Okay. Disney Plus. Are you ready for this? Disney Plus has lost 2.4 million subscribers. Does that make you happy?
Which one of the... Now, everybody forgets about this. Okay? Whenever you hear about subscriber counts on these streaming services, it means nothing because when you were a Verizon customer, you got Disney Plus included in your cell phone package. So you just got free access to Disney Plus. Whether you wanted it or not, it was there. And it counted as a subscriber. Now, you did have to sit there and log into Disney Plus in order to count, but even if you just used it once, it counted as a subscriber. When those contracts ended, you lost access to Disney Plus, there goes your subscriber count. That, I think, is why they've lost 2-some million, because Disney's not going to sit there and subsidize the Verizon deal anymore. Or they will now, I imagine, because they lost however many million subscribers.
2.4.
There's nothing on there worth watching. It really isn't. Not anymore. If you're going to subscribe to Disney Plus, subscribe for a month. Get one of the little Disney Plus cards or something, the little prepaid cards. Put it on there and watch everything you want to watch, and then when it runs out, forget it. That way they can't keep charging you.
Well, do it when Mandalorian comes out. Then do that. What? You used to love Mandalorian.
I used to love Mandalorian until Grogu came back. I love Baby Yoda. Make no mistakes, I do love Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda should have stood with Luke, and then we'd have 2 series worth watching. Of course, they wouldn't be able to keep up the deep fakes of Luke Skywalker because that would involve them, actually making a commitment. Not even a lot of money, just a lot of commitment to it. That would require talented CGI artists.
That would also change the history of the Star Wars movies.
Which I have no problem with at all.
I don't know, I'm kind of tired of the Star Wars.
That's just ever.
So anyway, speaking of, well, it's not Disney, but superhero, getting on a superhero vibe of everything. A couple of days ago, James Gunn has released who will be coming to his DC universe in the next however many years.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the list?
Who?
John Constantine, which I am told that Keanu Reeves is indeed coming back as.
Okay, he should, yes. That would actually get some excitement because there are no Constantine fans. They're all Keanu Reeves fans. He's already got, what, John Wick, 12 coming out? 4? Because one was 12.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody buys my dog by this time. Bulletproof Dog. That should be the title of John Wick 4. Bulletproof Dog.
Dude, if you have seen the John Wick movies, especially the third one, they don't need no bulletproof. These dogs are vicious, but in such an awesome and good way. They only sick one thing.
That'd actually be a much better. That'd be a better name for Keanu Reeves' band, Bulletproof Dogs. Bulletproof Wicks. There you go. So Keanu Reeves is going to be back as Constantine. That's good.
Yes. Mr. Freeze. Yep. Apparently,
it's not Zero Mostel, I know.
I don't know who's going to be. I don't know. Nothing. These are characters that James Gunn says will be in his phases of
Mr. Freeze was actually more of a refugee. Mr. Freeze was better known at first from the old Batman 1966 series with Adam West and Burt Ward because they couldn't use for crying out loud, I can't think of the Flash villain now.
Sub-Zero?
Not
No.
Sub-Zero. That's a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah,
Captain
that's
Cold.
right.
Captain Cold was one of them. They couldn't use Captain Cold. So Mr. Freeze was a substitute. It wasn't until, I think it was Paul Dini got a hold of him. It was either Paul Dini or Bruce Timm. Or most likely the two of them together, because it was one of the very first episodes, Batman the Animated Series, that showed a new backstory for Mr. Freeze and why he got that way. I'm not going to get into it here, but it made the character wham, way more complicated and involved. Here's the point. They've done so many. Mr. Freeze is the Batman villain. They've done so many Batman movies by now. Everybody knows who Batman is. Don't make Batman movies anymore. Make Batman villain movies. Following the tradition of Joker, which focused on Joker and had no Batman at all, because there was no Batman there, I do believe.
No.
Tell the Mr. Freeze story with Batman as a supporting character. But don't sell it that way. It's still Batman Sub-Zero, or Batman, actually Sub-Zero was the one he was in. It's still Batman Mr. Freeze or whatever, because, Batman everybody shows up for. But make it the Mr. Freeze movie, and for God's sake, pay Denny and Tim whatever it takes to get them involved in the script for that project. Get them in there so they can get this film made right. It doesn't have to be an animated movie to get the two of them involved, for crying out loud. Get talented storytellers in there. Jimmy.
Next is the Court of Owls.
It's a good idea, but I haven't seen it executed properly. I know there are people who are fans of the Court of Owls, and yes, I actually have the graphic novels with the Court of Owls in it, because I bought them on deep discount at Ollie's. Because that was one of the many graphic novels DC was selling for pennies on the pound to make some quick cash, which apparently they ran out of because they can't pay their creators anymore. So yes, I actually have those. They were done all right, but they treated Batman like crap. Honestly, though, the Court of Owls would have to be, to do it right. God, it needs to be in like Gotham Central. It needs to be in one of the TV series. Court of Owls is not something that will not fit well into a movie. You just have to. It needs room to grow and insinuate itself for people to really get the gravitas of just how deeply connected everything is. I always had this idea since I saw Court of Owls. The best punchline ever would be Batman waging this war. He breaks the Court of Owls and he's just about to kill everything off, and that's when he stops and he pulls off his cowl and there's an owl mask underneath it.
Huh.
That would be hilarious. That would set the internet on fire right there. What else we got?
Zatanna.
I've made that noise before, in case you haven't noticed. Zatanna is actually one of the most powerful heroes in all of comic books. She is right up there, just shy of Dr. Manhattan. Okay,
Watch that powerful.
All Zatanna's one restraint is she does magic spells. She's a magician, all right? She's the daughter of Zatara, the original magician in the DC universe. She can make anything happen. She can create anything. She can make anything happen. Make you completely do things against your will. You have no choice in it. She just has to say the spell backwards. That is the one limitation. She has to speak whatever her magic command is backwards, and it happens. Okay?
Wow.
If she wants the universe to go in reverse, she has to say, universe, go in reverse backwards. And I have no idea how to do it. And that's the one restraint, because she has to think on the fly. She can also be stopped very, very easily. You slit her throat. That'll put us, or knock her out.
Wow.
You slit her throat. You slit her voice box. You've just neutered her forever, because she won't be able to fix her own voice box. She'd have to say the words, and she wouldn't be able to do it without a voice box.
Wow.
Zatanna could be over there on the periphery with the Swamp Thing movie they're threatening to script. All right.
He's also wanting to add in, Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. So he's wanting Robin and Nightwing.
No, he's saying he wants Jason Todd and Dick Grayson. That's two different things. Jason Todd is the demon. Well, no, Jason. I'm thinking somebody else. Can't think Jason something rather. Jason Todd is. There was a time. Such a nice time. Such a nice time. Jason Bard, by the way. There was a nice time back in the 90s when there were 3 great rules that never got broken. Okay, Uncle Ben stays dead, Bucky stays dead, Jason Todd stays dead. They have broken 2 of those. One did well, Bucky, the Winter Soldier. One they didn't do so well, Jason Todd. And one they cheat on every once in a while. If it's a big anniversary thing for Spider-Man, they'll let Peter hug Uncle Ben or something before he fades into nothingness. But Jason Todd. Dick Grayson is a character that they have just utterly squandered. Just totally wasted. Dick Grayson is Batman with good PR, is the way he's been portrayed traditionally. Because through his work in the Teen Titans as Robin, he had connections to Wonder Woman with Wonder Girl. He had connections to the Flash with Kid Flash. He had connections to Green Arrow with Speedy. He had connections to Aquaman with Aqualad. He knew all these kid sidekicks that gave him ends with the grown-up heroes. The grown-up heroes began to respect Robin for the way he was running the Teen Titans. And so now Dick Grayson, now known as Nightwing, Dick Grayson is known and beloved by virtually the entire heroic world at DC, and a good number of the villains respect him too, just because he will absolutely get in their face and stop them if he has to. Otherwise, he's going to try to outthink them, and if all else fails, he's got access to the Bruce billions. He can pay them off and make them go away. He's done that. But it depends. Do we get Jason Todd? No. Dick Grayson, if we get him as Nightwing, I'll tolerate him. If we get him as Grayson, the Dick, who was the super spy in that god-awful DC comic book reboot they did several years ago, no thank you. Do not want. We'll pass. Who else?
Martian Manhunter. Which is about time that they actually do something with Martian Manhunter.
The majority of fans out there know Martian Manhunter from the cartoon. Martian Manhunter is actually considered one of the greatest detectives in the DC universe. Right? I mean, he's not quite Batman level because nobody's Batman level, but he is just ahead of Detective Chimp. And honestly, Detective Chimp is considered a very competent detective in the comic books. But there's a character who needs a run somewhere, Detective Chimp. Of course, I sang the praises of Brave and the Bold last time, so it fits right in. Actually, I think Detective Chimp actually was on Brave and the Bold, because they did a gorilla episode. Which just, honestly, Jim Gunn, if you want to make money, just do a gorilla movie with all the DC heroes, please. Actually, I don't know why I'm looking up. I should be looking down at James Gunn, because I have zero faith in him.
Lobo.
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, fans actually want a Lobo.
Who are these alleged fans? I want to meet these alleged fans.
It's the same type of fans that also wants a what is his name, Gambit movie. It's like these characters are mid, but everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, they're awesome."
I want to meet. I want to meet these alleged fans so I can beat them up, and take their lunch money.
Brainiac.
Finally.
So
Finally.
that might be in the new Superman movie that he's
Finally get a Superman villain besides Lex Luthor. Please, please, please. And Brainiac. Okay, I know. Shocked that I'm sidetracked. Brainiac originally was just a super intelligent scientist and then becomes a super intelligent robot. It wasn't until John Byrne, I believe it was Byrne, rebuilt Brainiac as the artificial intelligence that led to the destruction of Krypton.
Yeah.
Okay. And that Brainiac can plug into any computer system and immediately take it over and make it his slave, enslave it. So if Brainiac comes to Earth, the first thing he does is enslaves the internet and uses that to electrocute everybody. Let me scoot away from my computer over here, and then Brainiac wins. That is a Superman level character, Superman level villain that only Superman can be able to deal with. And how do you punch the internet in the face? I've made this point before. It has to be cerebral. Everybody looks at Superman as being super strong and super fast. He's also super smart, and that's the part that everybody ignores. He has to be highly intelligent because he speaks pretty much every language known to man. And some that aren't.
Speaking of Superman, I want to throw this out there. I heard that there is a silver box set with all the original Donner Superman
Richard
movies
Donner groups, yeah.
with Christopher Reeves. So all of them in one big box set. I don't know when it's coming out, but I saw it and I'm like, ooh, I want to grab that. I want to grab it.
It sounds like fun, but honestly, only the first two are worth watching.
Sure.
The third one had Richard Pryor, whom I adore, but he did not belong in that movie. And 4 was some kind of nonsense about nuclear weapons. So,
last one on the list is Deathstroke. Yeah, I've never really cared about Deathstroke too much, to be honest. He actually got annoying in Teen Titans.
yes.
Like, it was like, here he is again, yay.
You cannot portray Deathstroke as redeemable. Deathstroke, if he's done well, will string you along, make you think there's a chance, and then gut you when your back is turned.
Yeah.
He's the one who had slit Zatanna's throat.
Except for the fact that he keeps getting taken out by a bunch of kids, and he keeps on picking on a bunch of kids. So it's like,
Right.
Well, I don't okay, you're not really that big bad, are you?
No.
All right. In other news, Ryan Gosling will be joining the Fantastic Four movies.
As what?
I have no idea.
As what? The water boy?
I
Robbie the robot? I don't want to see Ryan Gosling. I want to see John Krasinski in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him and his wife.
And no Dr. Doe. No Dr. Doe. Do a Dr. Doe movie if you must, but no Dr. Doe.
There is... Horror movies have gotten just so stupid here lately. And what are they doing again? A reboot of Friday the 13th. This one will have the original director.
I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I.
There's somebody else who won't die as the original director of Friday the 13th. Like, all right, we've discussed Friday the 13th before. The very first movie was the one that has the twist that people don't even know about to this day. If you've never actually seen the film, you may have even forgotten about it. I'm not going to break into what the twist is.
Even though that's the pop quiz that got the girl killed in Scream.
I don't care about Scream either. Scream 6, New York, new rules. I don't care. I really don't care. You're being lazy. Create your own IPs.
The thing is that they're trying to take characters like Scream, which has its own little thing, but they're trying to make a trilogy out of it, just like the 13th movies and the Halloween movies. And,
Oh my God, you actually made me yawn. Anyway, Friday the 13th. Don't. Just don't. Don't even bring it up. Not even worth talking about.
MCU.
Unless Ash is involved, and then yes, we'll talk about that. Ash versus Freddy versus.
That's what they should do.
Jason.
Make a universe where Ash versus all of them.
Make a shared universe that has all these killers to it. Ash versus Jason makes money. Ash versus Freddy makes money. Ash versus Michael makes money. Give them to Sam Raimi. Let him make a new trilogy.
Be awesome.
Just keep the lion's share of the profit studios and just watch the money roll in. Because if Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are involved in the creative on that, you're just talking about comedy gold, and it's like a brutal comedy like Army of Darkness was.
The MCU's Thunderbolts movie that they are going to be working on is pretty much a sequel to Black Widow. At least that's what they said, which is also kind of just stupid. But yeah.
No? I'm sorry. I thought you said the words that we forbade here like several years ago on this show.
Then we move on.
The BW words. We don't use the BW word around here.
They are making a live
We are
action.
flying so much in this episode. Do you realize
I
that?
know, that's because they keep making stupid choices. And it gets worse too, but they're making a live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. Why?
Didn't they do that? Wasn't it called House of Dragons or was it called Game of Thrones? It was called something.
No.
I never watched Game of Thrones, but I always thought Game of Thrones like supposed to be an adult How to Train Your Dragon.
No,
That wasn't it.
no.
I never subscribed to HBO to find out because I didn't care enough.
Anyways, yeah, that's happening. Speaking of what's happening,
That says it all, buddy. You're lucky it came out that end, not the other end, considering the crap we've been dealing with today.
oh, there's more.
Yeah, no, there is.
Don't mess with my childhood, okay? Listen.
We're remaking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the 5th time. And we're going to put a female turtle in there, too. It's going to be 4 female turtles. And they're all going to be named after female artists you've never heard of.
Listen. I am a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. But this story broke, and it pisses me off so much. Even though it's going to be low budget.
They're going to name them after black female artists, but Kevin and Karen Whitebread, who are producing the film, only know one black artist. So the first one's called Jord, the second one's called Joe, the third one's called O, and the fourth one's called Keith.
You know,
that is an esoteric reference for the ages right there.
One, that is completely wrong, and it's actually worse than that, but on the same level as that.
Yeah. If you really
I
want
can't
to
even
have
see
fun,
this with a straight face.
here, give me that. Give me. If you really wanted to have fun, you would name the 4 turtles after the creators at Nintendo and Sega. Whoever came up with Shigeru Miyamoto, who did Mario and Zelda, The guy who created Sonic, the guy who created Mortal Kombat, and whoever created Spyro the Dragon. Anyway, okay. Let me see. I don't know which one you're looking at. Oh, yeah. The director of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey wants to make a
TMNT. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Toby horror movie. TMNT one.
I need to read my own right.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be a horror movie. Because it is a freak show. It really is a freak show.
Why do they want to mess with my feelings like that? That is messed up.
Christopher, I'm going to let you in on the great unspoken truth about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, don't you do it! Don't you do it!
It's an X-Men parody. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, it's an X-Men parody.
It's not.
Actually, no, it's not. It's a Jim Lee parody. It's a parody of. It's actually a parody of Image Comics before it got started, because that's what Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman were poking fun of, was all the X-Men artists and how they were doing sizzle over the state. So basically, it's not technically an X-Men parody, but it was pretty darn close.
I know sooner or later we're going to get the, Ronin movie sometime in the world. We're going to get that, and I don't want that because that means we're going to deal with a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that is much darker than comics. And
I don't care about a Ronin movie. I want a Lone Wolf and Cub movie.
Oh, God,
that would be fun. That would be fun.
Hey, I wonder if that's free range to do. Like anybody can do it.
As long as you don't do it in Japan, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who owns copyright on Lone Wolf and Cub. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Kevin Feige. Are you ready for this one? No, actually, hold on. Calm down.
Don't you make me.
Hat.
I touched his hat. Hey, you're the one who used the F word, buddy.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you the whole story.
You didn't even argue
from what I hear.
Yes.
So Kevin Feige has decided that it might. Well, okay. There's rumors. There's talks that Kevin Feige may be leaving the MCU after the Secret Wars movie that will come out, or TV show, whatever it is. So now there was a report saying that Kevin Feige has been having disagreements with whatever his name over Disney now.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it was because, and you might like Kevin Feige for this, apparently he says he is tired and doesn't want to. He's trying to figure out. They want woke stuff, and he doesn't. So Kevin Feige is,
out of all of them, Kevin Feige's the one who has no interest whatsoever in indoctrination or propaganda or any of that other stuff. But
so
I'm trying to pull that mention of the Secret Wars adaptation out of my head.
All right, we'll go to the last story.
Like I didn't grab the letter opener.
We'll go to the last story, and it's not even as better as...
We are 56 minutes into our recording session.
That's your fault.
Let's go on that.
So, for all of you Harry Potter fans out there, there's some good news.
They stopped?
No, actually. The script it is in development of the last book. Well, I don't know if it's actually the last book, but The Cursed Child is in development, and there is word that the original cast of Harry Potter himself, will be coming back for The Cursed Child, which I think they pretty much have to because it is about them. So,
aren't aren't the people who originally played them like 30 or 40 by now?
Well, okay, so if I remember correctly, the cursed child is when they have kids and their kids are going off to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I think that's. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I've never read the book, but yes. So that is apparently happening. There is another Harry Potter movie on the way.
J.K. Rowling involved?
Yes.
Then I'm down with the struggle, because the struggle is real. I don't care for J.K. Rowling's politics, but the fact that she stands up for girls against these bullies who pretend they're girls. Okay, quick aside, this has nothing to do with geeking, but it does have something to do with J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling has been catching heat from the trans community for a while now. She made the assertion, J.K. Rowling made the assertion that a lot of these men in prisons who claim to be trans are just doing that so they could be transferred to women's prisons so they can have new victims. New study found that 90% of all trans men who switch over to women's prisons are committing violent acts, and roughly 3/4 of them are raping women. So, yeah. So J.K. Rowling vindicated there.
I did not know that was a thing. But
That
okay.
was a thing. I have not been tweeting like I used to, because quite frankly I don't care about tweeting. But yeah, so that's the thing to remember. Like I said, if J.K. Rowling's involved, I'm down with the struggle, but I still won't be spending any money on it. So, Chris, we're about to hit an hour into this recording session. I'm ready to go. What about you?
Yes.
You got any last words?
No, actually.
He actually does not.
Do not have that.
So, for all y'all out at Asbury University, peace, we're with you in spirit, if not in butt. You haven't heard of what happened at Asbury College?
No.
There's
There's a gun shooting.
No. There is a revival going on at Asbury College. Asbury College is a Kentucky Christian college that trains on biblical values and stuff. They went into a revival a week and a half ago. And that would put it Wednesday, I think they went up Wednesday the 8th, so they're on like day 12 of this revival. And it's just been constant. They have shut down the entire town of Wilmore that Asbury College is located in, because there's so many people trying to get into the church in order to join in this revival. It's now 12 days. They're going to carry it through till Thursday, from what I understand, and then they're probably going to just relocate it to a much larger building outside of town. So
I'm not going to lie, I thought that it was going to be something worse. That's what the media does. You always expect the worst of things. So
that's the way they train you, but every once in a while somebody throws you a curveball. So everybody at Asbury College, we've got the praying for you, got the love for you. So until next time, when, for goodness sake, stay away from Ant-Man. But until next time, I'm Spike.
I'm Chris.
Neither one of us are doing that ever again.
And this is Ant-Man. In the trash.
Don't go insulting Oscar.
I know.
That.
I can't.
That's our one Oscar, by the way. We actually got an Oscar one
I want
time.
to thank the Academy.
Oh, F the Academy.
For the
Up the
for
Academy.
all
There's your esoteric reference. Till next time, ta-ta, and keep on geeking out. Right. Turn them off.